Welcome to Big Money Monday on the Savvy Radio Show. Get ready, you are about to get paid. This show is designed to increase your financial intelligence every Monday.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world, I am finally back on the radio show. Yes, it was a week and I haven't dropped a podcast radio show. No excuses, just a little vacation and extremely busy trying to close one of a big deal in my life. So I do apologize if you're frustrated, but don't worry, you can change the channel at any time. But today we're going to do something that's amazing. Today is Monday and, Big Money Monday. And I have a mystery guest with me today. And the reason why he is a mystery guest, I met this man through real estate networking, through real estate club meetings. And this individual has a burning desire to learn real estate. And the reason why we're not talking about his name or I'm introducing to him, because he's humbled and doesn't want to be known at all. I mean, nothing negatively. He wants to do business, but he just wants to keep it educational purposes. When we start talking about people's names, our minds start drifting. And so I love this gentleman's heart about serving, not only that he serves me on my team, but he just wants to serve and learn and grow and help other people reach their goals and dreams. Would you agree with that, Mr. Mystery Man?
That is correct. That is my purpose.
Okay. So we just whipped that together. Real fast introduction. I just want to say this guy, he has inspired me to become better and to serve and give more back in education. I'm a motivated, high achiever person. People always ask me what keeps you going. It's not the money. Some people buy cars, Maseratis, Lamborghinis. It's not the money. It's not the cars. I just like the challenge. I like to do the impossible. And one of the challenges in my world, like the impossible is like when I was a child, they're like, you're never going to go to college. You need to learn a trade. Or they told me that you're never going to amount to nothing. And, you're a bad kid. And, when people would put those type of challenges in my face, it really it made me angry and it motivated me. And so a lot of people ask me, how do you stay motivated? Well, right now I am motivated about this subject called private money. And because I don't know a lot about it, and it seems so too good to be true that people are willing to give you money to buy real estate and they benefit and you benefit. Like, I just didn't get it. I just didn't understand. And so as I grew as a real estate investor and I look back and I realized, man, I should have spent more time learning about private money. And excuse me, burping, sorry about that. But 17 years later, I've been a real estate investor and I have regrets. One small regret that I should have learned more about private money. So I hooked up with the mystery man. We became fast friends. We're almost hip to hip whenever it's available. And I push him. I'm like, do a presentation. Show me how, you want to learn this, then you freaking go get the research. You study, Google it up, read everything you can about private money. And then on Monday morning, I want you to do a presentation. And so when this mystery man came into the office, into the studio, and I almost forgot that I did this, but he was prepared and ready to go. And so we sat down and we started chatting about it. And I was like, dang, he was teaching me. And it was so powerful. I was like, bro, let's stop right here. Let's get this on the radio. And then I threw on that microphone, threw on the headset, and he's like, I don't want my name on the radio. I was like, so anyway, so this is our conversation, and I'm going to catch us up where we were. And today, Mystery Man is going to give us a presentation on private money. And so right out the gate, he had two questions. He's like, there's two ways to deliver it. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, if you have a deal, you're prospecting, you're pitching. And I wouldn't say pitching. I think pitching is a negative word. You're presenting, you have a deal that you need to present. And also you're presenting to prospective relationships with other private money people, and eventually when you do have a deal. Is that what you're saying? So there's twofold here, right? When you're doing a presentation?
You're presenting when you have a private money lender that you've been dealing with is what I had referenced earlier. You're going back to a private money lender that you've dealt with in the past, and here is a deal that I have. Here is a property, and here is the figures on it. Here are the numbers. Here is the address. Here is the packet.
Okay.
Here is just the whole
So so what we're going to go for right now is that you have a deal. Do you have a fake deal ready?
I do.
Okay, so you're gonna do a presentation to me. So you met me. We're role playing. We met at how did we meet? So is it somewhere that we bumped elbows at a RIA, or was this a dinner party? Is this how do you meet prospective private money people?
You were introduced to me through a friend at the RIA last week.
Okay.
It was a friend that said they had known you for 10 years, a good buddy, and that you had deep pockets and you were somebody that I should really get into.
So someone suggested, hey, this guy has a potential private lender. And so what, do you call him and connect with him first? So I'm gonna kind of beat you up here now.
Nope, that's good.
Mystery Man, let's just confess, Mystery Man has done a lot of research. Mystery Man is educated, but you haven't raised any private money yet.
That is correct.
Okay, so this is your training, and so we're going over this right now. So I would have proposed that you would have to do an introduction, like in person or over the phone.
And that's where when we kick this off, there's kind of two avenues to approach this.
Okay.
One, you go into it as a first time. I'm going into to actually start building this relationship. And the second is kind of where we actually touched into this.
Present a deal.
Going back to somebody that you've actually done business with already.
So good. Let's just start we're just introduction. So like you call me on the phone, you want to meet with me, right? Because you don't just have this paperwork in your back pocket and whip it out because it's, and of course you have to kind of go with FCC laws that you can't solicit per se. So the relationship has to be developed prior, that my understanding. And I have done some research on private money, but I'm not an expert. So what would your conversation be with a potential private lender?
When I'm going into, I've called, hey, I'd like to visit with you, set up an appointment. So I am going to come in with what is called a private money credibility pack.
Okay.
And in this,
do you tell me up front? Do you tell that person, hey, I want to borrow money? Do you get that out? So it's just like, how do you pre-qualify that person?
It's not necessarily I want to borrow money. It's not I'm taking money from you, I'm taking money from you. It's let me show you a better way to invest your money. I'm not a broker. I'm not licensed to take your money and invest it. However, you're probably getting a lower percent on your money, say at bank CDs, and maybe sitting around an IRA or a self-directed or a 401k, and let's actually see if we can get a higher percent on that. And that's how I can get in the door in front of these individuals.
So, my approach would be, similar. That's your mindset. Okay. But I think that a great approach would be, hey, let's partner. Let's be in a relationship. Hey, I'm a real estate investor. You have some excess funds in your IRA or Roth account or even in your own bank account. What do you think of that approach? Like, hey, let's partner together.
Well, that was how we get in front of them. That's how the actual relationship, that's how the interview, or not actually the interview, that's how the meeting is actually set up. And then once it's set up and developed, then you go in and you actually just start relationship building. And it's called a credibility pack because you want to go in and you actually want to start laying the groundwork with, here's what I've done. Here's who I am.
Right. So let's do it. So the first thing that we need, I don't mean to cut you off because we're both long-winded, because we could be talking for hours and we've already established that we're fast friends here. Okay. So the first thing would be a credibility packet, in your world, credibility kit. If you Google this deal up, you gotta do your homework beforehand. So basically, what is a credibility kit?
A credibility kit is something you're going to put together that actually has your credibility in it. You're pitching your credibility to a potential lender. And with that, it's going to basically tell them who you are, maybe a little bit about your mission.
So right now I'm looking at a piece of paper and it has your Now, one thing that I can see right out the gate is that you have your name of your company, right? So I mean, if you're trying to build a credibility kit out there, you want to have a name of your business. You can say your personal name, but eventually when you're buying real estate and you're doing business, you should have a DBA. You for sure should have an LLC. All right, so I see that who you are. You have your name on this one. You have a nice linen paper. I see that you have your name. You're a professional full-service company. You're in the greater of Oklahoma City. You buy distressed property. And here's some facts. You're a full-service company in real estate, and your goal is to provide the absolute highest level of service to your customers. Okay. Then on the same linen piece of paper that's in full color, you have our mission. With passion in real estate combined with talented individuals who have an uncompromising drive to succeed. So kind of motto, kind of just cheesy basic stuff of kind of like a cover of a resume. Now that was the second page. This is your first page? Is this your cover page?
That's second page.
Okay. So is there a cover page? Okay. So let's walk this one. So page 1, folks, you have a cover page. Looks pretty standard, like a presentation page, almost like a PowerPoint slide. The second page, he has "Who are we?" and question mark. And I love, and he is just so I give you some scope. Mystery Man here is we'll give you 45 to 55 age. He's very successful in sales. Once a part of time in his life, he is very educated. He does a lot of research beforehand. Because I met with him last week. It's like, if you want me to help you and coach you per se, you need to have this done. So he did all his research. So let's stay that. Number 2 page, who we are. And then number 3, is that a picture of you?
Yes.
Okay, there's a picture of you. It's kind of grainy there. And you're the owner. You have your listing of your LLC. And then you have a logo. So page 3. Okay, page 4. Just a motivational quote per se and a picture. So plus I like that you have these visual elements, right? Because again, who are we giving this packet to? Who's our customer?
It could be bankers. It could be retired individuals. It could be
your mom. It could be your
person
dad
next door. It could be anybody.
Right.
You don't know.
So it's so just to be short here, it's an inflated resume that's tangible looking and professional. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. So if you have done a credibility kit before in your lifetime and you want to share it here on the radio show, we would appreciate that. We'll take a look at it. If you want me to critique it for you, as I'm doing here with Mr. Mystery Man, be great. All right. So page 4 we're on, right? Okay. That looks pretty legit. Okay. Page 5. You have company. The title of it says company credentials. You have your educational background, your field experience, and your real estate knowledge and experience. So this goes into a little bit more of yourself. So this would be not a thesis, but this would be your introduction, you as a professional.
Just tell them a little bit about yourself. Yes,
a little bit of
experience, building on your credibility.
All right, so we're deep into this. We're on page 5. All right, let's go. Page 6. Page 6 is your business model. Okay, I like this. So this is where we're getting down to the bones of it, correct? I would say the meat of it. It says you on top it says company business model. And I may change that. You might want to put your business name model. So your entity business model. Again, we want to constantly brand who you are, what your real estate company is, your investment company, and let them know. So for my case, mine would be Savvy Investors per se.
Great idea.
Your overall investment approach. You like to purchase properties, these specific properties at a discount. You talk about your name some more. And our core business model lies within a system. This is the third paragraph down. Caught my eye. I'm going to read it out loud. Never seen this before, so we're going to critique Mystery Man right here, live and direct. Our core business lies within our systems, education, and knowledge of the real estate industry. We did not just buy a CD off the internet and become a real estate investor overnight. We have spent thousands of dollars to learn how to be successful in this business and do it the right way, the first time. Through our affiliation, we are connected with a national network of investors that provide continual support, weekly updates, and trainings on changes throughout the industry. The process allowed us to circumvent many pitfalls most novice investors would make, leading this hard. So I mean, me personally, again, you have not raised any private money. You're a relatively new investor, but this seems powerful to me, right? Now, if you are an established real estate investor, you might want to talk about how many deals you've done in a certain amount of time, right? Like some credibility kits that I've seen before. They've actually shown properties that they've bought, successes, before and after. Do you have that in your packet? Okay,
That's the very last part of the packet.
I'm all like, never mind, I don't want to get into that, but I'm all get it out. You have a little sidebar. I like that. Our business strategy. We follow a strict due diligence process. I like that as well. You have that, comparable properties, economic study of the neighborhood. So basically, we're really getting into why you should be loaning. You should feel confident to loan this individual money. You, as a prospect that you're going out for private money, you're the establishment. But also when I see this, Mr. Mann, I see when I think of, McDonald's is coming into a new market and they're going to buy a corner lot. Okay. I know Walmart does this, takes 6 months, 9 months of strategic analogy, strategic research. Is this how many people drive by this corner? Is it the market in uptown, downtown? Is this going to support it? How much money are we going to make through this? And I think that's what you're telling here. That's what it looks like. We follow a strict due diligence process. Okay. So far, so good. I forgot what page we're on, but we're on another page. What page are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4. I should write these down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on page 6. Do you have any idea what how many pages you have? Nope. All right. So the business model continues. What's your competitive advantage? So basically, this is almost like a business plan. Would you say, Mr. Mann, is this like a business plan? This reminds me of a business plan. Kind of?
To some degree. Again, it's more building on credibility.
So this packet that you've created, is this something that I just willy-nilly hand out, or is this something that should I just hand only when a presentation?
You're hoarding these to some degree to individuals that you are really just targeting for money. You're not just handing these out to everybody like you do business cards at a REIA meeting.
Okay, so let's just say I have a relative in another state. Do I print this out and send it to them?
Are they a good candidate to lend you money to invest in a property?
I think you'd be surprised. I can't quantify that, but I know that me as a salesman, deep down inside my roots, I love sales. I love that there's no ceiling to sales. You make as much as you want. My first inclination in my mind is just to get as many of these out as possible. Right? It's the law of averages. The more that I do, the more that I gain. Is that a bad approach? Should I be strategic? Obviously, I think we should be. It's just like doing a direct mail piece to buy houses. Yeah, you could do the shotgun approach, but you might want to farm in one specific area, or one I want to go after tax liens, or I want to go after senior citizens, or behind on their taxes, or fines, or
Pitching for private money is more on a personal level because, again, it is I can help you make more money on your or return on your investment.
So how do you communicate? I'm assuming that, and I just know this from just general perspective here, but a lot of people don't know what a return means. They have an IRA, or they have a Roth, or they have a 401k at some organization. They don't know if they're getting a return, let alone all of a sudden that Mr. Van Kallenberg is strolling in there. Hey, I want to borrow money from you, and I'm going to give you 8% return on your investment, and I know that you're only getting 1% right now. But that doesn't turn them on. How do you connect with them in that regard? Does that make sense, what I'm trying to say?
You stroll in nice and smooth and easy with a credibility pack.
Okay, so that was a fake answer there. So what you're saying is that everyone wants to make money. Everybody wants a return for their efforts. I mean, I do. Just doing this radio show, we want a return for our efforts.
You would think they do, but they're just uneducated. They don't know that there is something better out there. So we do need to educate as many people as we can and get in front of them and let them know that we can provide a higher rate of return on the money that they have sitting around that is not making them any money.
Well, okay, Mr. Mystery Man, I think that was a good answer there, Mr. Educated, because that's so true that you look at people, they don't even know that they can turn their IRA, that they could use it self-directed. It's the mystery of the society of the big conglomerates on Wall Street. All right, so this page, I think I'm on 6, maybe 7, I don't know. Business model continues. What's your what's your competitive advantage? What's working with us? You can give some key bullet points. We have the business systems and knowledge to purchase properties quickly and with cash. We create value for finding ugly vacant homes and putting them back into use after renovations. We buy wholesale prices to all. We pay wholesale prices to all contractors. So, I guess to me, when I read this, of course, I'm in real estate. I've been doing this for a long time. You're just trying to educate them in all aspects of the process of acquiring an asset, real estate, using their money, hopefully, and then using that money wisely is what you're translating in this page. Would you agree with that?
Correct. And you want them to be comfortable with
where's my money going?
Right.
And am I seasoned enough to be worthy enough to take your $15,000, $100,000, or $1 million, or whatever they have to offer? All right, page 7. Moving on down the road, we got 20. It's 20 minutes, so we'll try to burn through this in 10 minutes. So it continues on with your business model, your versus a traditional buyer. So these bullet points here, we just have a few benefits of sellers have buying. So you're communicating to this private lender on this page that these are the things that you sell to people. So this is how you acquire the asset. I'm assuming you have cash offers, no commission, quick close, no fees, paying no closing costs. So this is your business model in acquiring the asset, and then, hey, you're kind of painting a picture here for them to be a part of your team, that they're sitting on the bus with you.
Advantages of doing business with us versus doing business with another avenue of investing.
Okay, I like this on the bottom. You have how do we compare to a traditional buyer? So you have one side bank financing. So you're quantifying, or I guess proving why you're doing what you're doing versus just anyone buying houses. So you're taking that illusion out of there.
Correct.
And why your method is because you're getting a great discount. You're solving problems. You see a method of payment, repairs, closing time frame. Okay, so of course this is also the same kind of information that you would do to a seller that when you were buying, if you're buying distressed property. Okay, page 8, I hope. Okay, this one is investment buying criteria. So this is your goal is to buy distressed properties and why. Pennies on the dollar, types of investment property that I like this. We target distressed properties with significant needs of repair, so you can get properties that are free and clear. Okay, so just more data. Now, we're on page 8 or 9. Let me double check the number here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with 9 pages with the cover. Okay, so we just did 9 pages. Is this overwhelming? What's your? I mean, you still have a stack of papers. It looks like you still have 9 or 10 more pages. Me personally, as a high type A person, and I'm just now loaning private money out to people, I just want a few information. So would you have different types of credibility packs for different type of personalities?
You have different types of credibility packs for different individuals, for contractors, there are different credibility packs for different areas.
So,
but for, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go, keep going.
But for just your private money lenders, no, this is what there is. You could actually break this up if you wanted, but normally this would be spiral bound, and a leave behind so that they could actually refer back to this and thumb through this at their leisure.
Okay, what I'm going to answer this, my own question, is that this is for someone that has never even considered real estate investing as a private lender. This is a complete packet that would educate them from start to finish that would never, ever did this before. Correct? Would you say that?
Your first meeting with
no,
them.
not just a first meeting, but like let's think about who's your prospect here. So, the guy at the ivory tower, the one that works all day, 80 hours a day, is not getting the return. He's got so much money. He's got trying to find CDs. CDs are at 1.2%. Before CDs, 10 years ago, they were 5-6%. He was happy. He could retire on that. So this female or male, I think this packet that you're showing me today is a packet that's for the inexperienced investor in general, and especially someone that's never done real estate before. And I think, just as a caveat, and again, guys, keep in mind out there, my listeners, I know you're going to blow me up here, but I've never done this before, so I'm going down these trenches with my homie here, Mr. Mystery Man. But I would have a separate credibility kit for an experienced person. One for experience, so let's write that down. One for the newbie, for the uneducated. Then I would have one for the sophisticated investor, investor. And I think this is all based on personalities and personality profiling, because I know you're very seasoned in sales, right? So if you're talking to an alpha male, what's my return? I want to get what, but then someone that's like, hey, I can help you. And you're like, Mr. Mystery Man, I can help you. You're not getting a return for your money. I can give you a return, and it's safe. It's collateralized. And this is how I get there. See what I'm saying? So it's a different approach. Me, someone's trying to ask me for money over the weekend, and I was like, okay, what house? When are you going to pay me back? How much am I going to make on the deal? Why? And then he says, I'm going to have it done in 90 days. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, whatever. So as an investor, I'm like, okay, will this go for a year? Because the market could turn at any time. I'm trying to do this big deal coming up, and one of my friends was like, well, what if a downturn happens? Well, what if it does happen? You just have to budget and figure out, if it does go south, can I afford the payment? Am I willing to work hard enough? What's my why? Where am I going with this? All right, so we're on 9 pages. So let's go back to it. So we have an uneducated investor that's brand new. That could be your mom. Okay. Number 2, it could be, how about an investor that's seasoned that does stocks? Like, he understands what an ROI is. And then I think there's another type of person out there, which is a real estate investor that you're going to meet at a real estate club meeting that actually owns real estate himself or herself, and they have an IRA themselves, like I do. See, like for me personally, when I got married, my father-in-law was like, hey, you're going to marry my daughter, you need to have a Roth IRA, a Vanguard. I'm like, okay. I don't believe in those instruments. He does, and he is a successful stock investor, but I'm like, bro, listen, dad, or future dad, I'm all in real estate. I've been doing this. I know what's up. I know the returns. You can't even match me on those returns in your little world of Vanguard. Now, he's done really well. I'm pretty impressed. Now, how many hours does he invest? Ungodly amount of time that he studies the stock market, right? And I still think it's a giant gamble. But now I do have this funky Roth IRA that I just converted over to a self-directed IRA, and now I'm trying to loan that money out. So there's people like me out there everywhere. One time I went on a cruise, a real estate cruise, MrLandlord.com, which was an amazing experience. And the interesting thing, Mystery Man, was I was having dinner with the most random looking people. They could be 75 years old with 100 units, and they're loaning out of their IRA. But the weird thing that I noticed, I had dinner for like 6 nights there with at least several different types of investors, like just from New York, from Chicago, you name it. These people were from all over the place. But I noticed one thing that I was not doing, that they were loaning money and borrowing money out of their IRA. And I really, this is actually a couple of years ago. And of course, I ignored this whole desire for private money because I felt that I was uneducated. I felt like I know that I can handle someone's money, right? Because I'm going to treat it like my own. But I just didn't know how to, like you said earlier, how do I pitch it? And then how do I ask for it? So hopefully these conversations that we're going to have pretty soon will cover all that. So let's stop that and move on. We're on page 10. Okay. Sorry, folks. Too long-winded. We're going to knock this out in shucks.
And
Okay, you got a comment? Please.
And just quickly, there is the packet that we're going over, and there is an experienced packet as well. So there is.
So let's go over that one.
I don't have that one with me.
All right. That's okay. That's all right. So investment buying criteria. So you have other strategies. I guess I would have a different title here. You're not telling me what we're doing here. So on page 10, page 9.
I just kind of carried over, runs down onto that page. But yep, absolutely.
Well, it looks like you're marketing to me because you have Twitter, direct mail, bandit signs, truck signs. Doesn't buying criteria, so it doesn't say marketing. Yeah, look at you. Yeah, guy. I'm helping you out here, folks.
That's how we get rid of that's how we're able to sell the properties quickly.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying I'm looking for at this the very first time. This is your very first time putting this together.
This is fantastic.
So we're growing, but I would definitely have a new header on here, and you probably should write that on there. But I would say this is our marketing approach, and how do we market? We market to them. Okay, so me personally, if I was going to do this, I would have a whole agenda. We're going to market them. This is how we acquire them. Okay, so that's page 10. Okay, we're on page 11. Oh, did we skip a page or something? Okay, is this page 11, or did we did something wrong here? Okay, we're still on business model. Okay, keep going. All right, page 12. Private lending. Okay, great. So by time I guess it's page 13, I'm assuming, or maybe 12. I don't know. Sorry, folks. Who cares? You need to number these. It says, what is private lending? So now if they got to the page 12 or 13 or 11, we're serious now, right? So that's good. Okay, so I like this. It says the sources of private money. So you're basically educating them, 401k, self-directed, profit sharing, their own cash and their savings. I'd put that on there. Private lending. What is private lending? Private money is a loan. Private money loan is a loan that is given to a real estate investor secured by real estate. Private money investors are given a first or second mortgage that secures their legal interest in the property and secures their investment. When we have isolated a home that is well under market value, we give our private lenders an opportunity to fund the purchase and rehab of the home. Through that process, the lender can yield extremely high rates, 4 to 5 times the rates you can on bank CDs and other traditional investment. Now, first of all, I thought that's written very well. He probably ripped that off from the internet. I'm just joking. I don't know. I don't care. But you can stop this and rip this, whatever. But it's the truth. This is what private lending is. But me personally, I think I'm going to do my own private credibility kit. And I would put that right out the first thing. What are we doing? What hey, I'm cool. But what our goal here is that we're private lending. I think you should get that. I think you should move that up. But that's just me. But I think we're going to dig in. We should dig into some more credibility kits. What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So we'll get into more of those. We're running out of time. We'll do 7. We got like 3 to 7 minutes here. All right, so I like that. That's a great page. I would move that up front. Okay, what's my next page, friend? The process is simple. Love this page. Holy smokes. He has on here boxes. And I'm a visual person. Again, I'm a high D. I'm all about the facts. I don't want to be chummy with anybody. You're trying to borrow money. Why, where, and what? But he has on here. He has a box: private lending, finding the deal. Lending receives the documents. Home is purchased. See, again, I just get excited about this. Home is renovated. This is the process. Boom. I think you need to have on that same page. Hey, you get paid. I mean, you have the process. And I see the numbers here. Here's an overview in lending. So let's go. So this box you have. So these are arrows into arrows into arrows. Basically, this is Candyland. We should call it Candyland. Okay. Private lender funds the deal. You should also say, hey, experienced real estate investor finds the deal. Then goes through it. I would almost have 20 steps on here. Negotiates the deal. Step 1, find the deal. Through my marketing, through my costs as a real estate investor, I found this marketing. I vetted this property, blah, blah, blah. I got it under contract.
I like that.
Now I'm prospecting, number 6. So let's write this out today or this week. Let's make that a goal that we're going to write that the whole steps. Let's do it. And these are the steps. And then when we get to this step, now we're seeing if you're worthy as a private lender. I think the best way I've learned this, and I've borrowed a lot of money in my lifetime, is that you should always borrow when you don't need it. I mean, of course, it's cliche. You hear that all the time. Now, there's many times where I'm desperate, I need the money, and I'm acting like I don't. But I think that if you want success from a private lender, you need to, I think you need to act like you don't need their money, or you're giving them the opportunity to invest with you. Right? I mean, I just think make it desirable.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, you're missing out on this opportunity to make money.
Get on it now.
All right, so I can talk all day on this, Jazz. So we got to keep going. So you have private lender finds a deal, lender receives the documents, home is purchased, home is renovated, secured by real estate. So I missed that right there. Good. Okay, I like that page. And then on this next page, you have the purchase price, repair cost, total investment in 6 months hold, lender potential return on investment. 8%. Now, I would also I would run scenarios at 6%. You would get, if you loan me the purchase price, that's coming up, I guess, but we'll get to that at the end. But I would have that here. Well, this is great. This is what's telling me what you're doing, that you have this. But what's my benefit? The whole time that you're talking to a private lender, I think you got too many documents here. But that's just me. Risk for rewards. Okay, you got some examples. I like this. This would be a perfect guide for, I don't know, we're on page 15 now. Probably our equity is built on the purchase of the home. Again, I think you're overselling them. But they're the first time, so this is good. I think this is we should definitely make these slides. Passive income, minimal time involved. Private. Okay, so now you're really giving them a reason why they should private lend. Okay, that's a good page. I would definitely make it a lot more attractive. When it's too much space, blank space. Our private money helps would anybody benefit from this? These pages? Maybe you should text us and let us know if you're listening. We might share this information to you. Private money lenders speed up okay, so you're just overselling the private money here. Again, I think you're super educated. Did you go to college here, Mr. Mystery Man?
Yes, I did.
You went a little above college. Would you say that you got a master's degree? Or I don't want to reveal who you are, but you're extremely educated, right? I think you're overdoing it. I mean, we're on page 20 something here, and you still got like 10 pages in your hand. I don't think people, society does not read everything. All right, let's just keep going. He's excited to keep showing me these pages. He gave me the whole stack.
You do with them what you want.
Damn. All right, so you got cash, home equity. You got all these terminologies. I think you should cut that page out. Investing with an IRA, I think that's a good page. I think that it looks attractive. Investment terms and conditions. All right, now we got some legitimacy here. Okay, you probably should count all these pages. You need to number these and know how many we have. All right, woo. Okay, got me excited. Okay, let's slow down here. Okay, so he has on the cover of this page, I lost count, but it says investment terms and conditions. I really like that. The heading he has, minimum investment, mortgage terms, payment. Excellent. Then I think this page is bomb sexy. Taking the next steps. Boom. How to get started with us. There's your phone number. I really think you have a good job here. I mean, aesthetically, I would change some things. I'd print this on a laser printer. I'm assuming you painted this on an inkjet. I would definitely have this bound. I don't even know if I need this linen paper, but that's just me. But what we're gonna do? Okay, Mystery Man and we're gonna give out this sample credibility kit only if you send us a sample credibility kit. How about that? Tit for tat.
That sounds good. I think that's fair.
I think it's fair.
We learn from each other.
I know, because as soon as I threw that out there, I'm going to have like 100 people, hey, man, let me get you a copy of your credibility. But they didn't do anything to get there. Look, find a credibility kit, a really good one, like not on the first page of Google, because you can easily type in credibility kit for real estate investors, and there's some savvy investor out there that threw one a PDF up there. Okay? But this seems real elaborate, man. We're digging into almost 30 pages here, and you still have more pages. Did you hide some pages here, sir?
I've got
Is this more of this? The linen? We got the linen here. Okay. I love this. This is now again. You can this next how many this next 3 pages. Okay. first of all, I think this is overkill, and I've been gentle with you this whole time, and I'm gonna go gentle, okay? Because I don't want you to not come back on the radio, because you will, and I just threw your head up on here. You have frequently asked questions. I think that's one of my favorite subjects. And you have, what is private money? How is private money used? Why do you get traditional loan? How do you really help sellers? What's the market gets worse in values? What interest rate do you typically? I love this. Okay, I would almost make this a lot more attractive. Maybe condense this. Maybe cut some of this out. It's
what?
I don't know. It's 3 pages,
Cut
man.
it
We're
out.
on. Not cut it all out. But what I'm saying is, like, maybe like shrink it down to 2 pages.
What?
Like maybe make it a little bit smaller.
What?
Okay. I like that you have your name. Another thing that I would suggest that you didn't have on there, I'm gonna blast you a little bit. Okay, I would. It's all right. We're remodeling the office again. Don't worry, folks. No one got shot, but I would have my name and phone number on the bottom of every page. Or if you're gonna buy in this, maybe not. But like, because we've dropped 4 or 5 pages on the ground, and some of them are gonna make it to the trash. I like these. I want to ask you this question, but I want to ask you on the radio. How'd you make this? Where'd you get this information? You don't have to tell me right now, but maybe on episode number 2, we're going to talk about this. And coming up, guys, this every Monday from here on in, we're going to talk about this credibility crap until we get it on lockdown. I think we're out of time. Do we have any more pages? I think I'm going to steal these pages from his lap. He also has spreadsheets printed out of, I guess, explain this to me. I'm done talking. Tell me what these 10 pages or 5 pages are.
These are
perspectives.
What the figures would be with a variety of different investment figures. If they put down, or if they got a 12% return with 2 points, and it was the purchase price, there's a figure of 6%. If they did the ARV at 75% with a 10% return, 1 point with a 6,700.
All right, so what
return,
you're saying, right,
it just went all the way down.
Here, let me give you some advice, sir. Okay, of course, again, I'm shooting from the hip, guys, so don't think I'm some like savvy private money connoisseur, but I tell you, that is becoming my passion. This private money is becoming my passion. But here's the deal. I would never, first of all, I love this, that you have, this is for the high C personality type person, like really anal detail. I definitely think you should, but I would never say 12%. I would always give the examples of the cheapest money I can get. At 6% interest with a 0.5 point, origination fee. Does that make sense? Because you just set the bar at 12%, and I know people. And coming up in September, Pat Poynton and I, private money is really hot right now, guys. And we're going to beat this up. Hopefully we're not going to turn the Savvy Radio Show into the private money mega show, but we are going to dive really deep into private money in the next 2 months. In September, be excited. Pat and I are actually writing these podcasts out right now. And Mystery Man, we just got excited about this. We've been practicing about our private money. But, I know that Pat has raised $6 million through private money over the years. And I guarantee when he gets on here, he's a little confident. Too much for me because I get a little frustrated with Pat. But I love him. He gets money at 6%. Of course, as a real estate investor, I'd pay 14%.
Right.
But I don't recommend that. People ask me, well, it doesn't matter what the interest rate is. It's like you got that deal. That you acquired an asset with no or little money. So 14% versus 12%. But I would take that out of that presentation because you never know. A girl or a guy could be very blessed with 6%, 4%.
Right.
I've heard people raise millions of dollars, and she's on one of my episodes a while back. Her name is Heather Sheepler. She bought an apartment building. I'm not sure what number, but she raised $1 million from some private money at 4%. I mean, it's just. I should go back and listen to that episode, and maybe I'll bring it up next time. But anyway,
that's awesome.
So that's our random Big Money Monday episode with the construction guys here starting. So this is a perfect way to end. Mr. Mystery Man, will you be back on the radio? Did you have a good time?
It was a good time. I look forward to coming back.
And
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'm so excited that you're here. What'd you learn out of this?
I learned not to bring as many pieces of paper next time.
Okay. Right. You don't want to overwhelm them.
That's right.
You know, I tend personally, and again, not everybody's my personality, but when instructions are too much, people procrastinate. And I know I study a lot of the millennials. I don't know why. I'm fascinated with young people. I like young people. The weird thing is I don't like people my age. I like people that are older than me, that have wisdom, and I love the young generation because they keep me vibrant. So I study a lot of millennials would not read 30 pages. I mean, now, of course, we're not going after millennials because what's our demographic? Throw that out there. What do you think that we're going after?
65 plus.
Yeah, I would say baby boomer, 55. There's some sophisticated people at 55, for sure 65, all day 70, and even 80.
Yep.
I mean, and again, they really don't want to be locked into a 30-year mortgage, but you can get short-term private money for a year, and an older gentleman would be well interested in that, especially if they're going to give them 10, 6, 8, 12%.
Absolutely.
So don't shoot yourself in the foot by throwing out 12. Start with 6. You can always go up.
Thank you very
Because
much.
if I see 12, I'm going to give you 12. Here's a rule of thumb. It is the first time I was hiring somebody. And I've hired so many people in my lifetime, but I'm trying to hire some office staff. This is about 6-7 years ago. And I was like, well, how much do you want to get paid? She goes, I can't take less than $8 an hour. And guess what I paid her?
$8.
Guess what my budget was? It was $12 an hour. I mean, seriously. So I always thought, even when negotiating, I always try to get someone to commit to a number. Now, as I get older, I realize this is what is willing to pay. I've learned that from my general manager who runs this little empire. She just throws out the number. You're either going to work for this or you're not. Now, I get frustrated with her because she throws out this number, which it doesn't give him any room for incentive. So I kind of back it down, and for me personally, again, not everybody's my personality, I like to have an incentive. I like to grow. I want to make more. I want to grow more, do more.
Absolutely.
All right, Mystery Man. Well, it's been a pleasure. I'm so excited that you're back. I know for sure you'll be back on Monday, and so folks, you got 7 days. Send us a credibility kit. We'll shoot you back our in progress credibility kit that we're building from. I know I've got a lot of ideas. I'm gonna narrow mine down. I'm gonna cut this one up. I'm gonna use it, and I'm gonna produce a amazing credibility kit. And I hope that you're out there, folks, that you would send us one so we can grow and find one. I also recommend that we have different versions of it. I love what you said earlier. I love that you said that one for contractors. How about one for public service people? How about one for attorneys? And how about one for definitely people that understand real estate for sure? And I think ultimately for people that have stocks and understand return on investments.
Absolutely.
And I think they'd be hard to sell because I know my father-in-law, hey, by the way, would you invest $40,000 in a real estate deal? He probably wouldn't. I mean, even though I'm his son, but he wouldn't do it, because he's passionate about stocks. So I think you have to convert those type of people. Why wouldn't you invest in a tangible asset? But that's me.
Right.
Anyway, whatever you do, go buy assets. If you like this, let us know. TheSavvyRadioShow.com, other episodes. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to The Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at SavvyRadioShow.com. Connect on Twitter @LandlordBook and always be buying assets.